Hey guys, how's it going? So I wanted to create this video for gardeners out there that are kind of in the same funk as we are out here in Colorado. It's late February. Snow has just been absolutely relentless. You look out at your garden and go, man, I am getting an itch to get this done, get something growing. So I wanted to kind of fill you in on one of the things that I've been doing, experimenting on, and that's hydroponics. So basically what I've been doing is I've been getting rock wool, which is what you can see there. Rock wool, not terribly expensive. I mean, pea pots are a little less, but I think it's worth it for these. You literally can drop your seed right down inside there, okay? What's awesome is this thing retains moisture like no other, okay? So after that, put a couple bok choy seeds in there. And I've been kind of putting it in my little greenhouse thing here. Sorry, kind of trying to get the lid back on. And I also have a heater. I don't know if you can see that, but a little heater underneath there that's been helping it out as far as germination goes. And what I did was I built our own little hydroponic farm. Now, a lot of people will look at this and go, but hydroponics just seems so stinking complicated. I don't know if this is something I want to do. Guys, it's way easier than I thought it was going to be. Just to kind of give you a heads up what this is. It's basically a 27-gallon storage container. You guys have probably seen these all over the place. You can find them at Home Depot. You can find them at Walmart, for crying out loud. And about the only investment I had to make was in these hydroponic pots, as you can see here. So basically the rock wool held the seed here for this bok choy, and about 3 days later this little guy started to come up nice and healthy, nice and happy. Okay, a lot of people out there are going, I really want to grow something right now, but it's way too cold. This is a great way to do that while you're waiting for the springtime temperatures to warm up before you start seeding and getting all that ready. But basically all I did, guys, was I measured out what I needed to cut. I used a hole saw, and I believe it was, I have the hole saw here. So I did invest in a hole saw. Hey, it's tools, why not, man, right? And just basically cut all the holes that I wanted in here. Once these guys started to germinate and started to lift up a little bit, roots started to poke out, that's when you can drop them in this. Okay, let me kind of show you what's going on underneath here. Here's a basil that I'm propagating. But if you could see under there, a lot of bubbling, a lot of churning going on. Why do I do that? Because from the videos that I've been watching, it looks like aeration is really important when you're trying to grow hydroponically. I've seen people that leave it in stagnant water. Yeah, it grows. The roots look a little dirty, not really growing as fast. And from what I've seen, this is kind of a quicker method and a lot healthier for the plant. Basically what I got here is, that's a bok choy. That is a red leaf lettuce. That guy's not looking too good. We'll see how he does. Another bok choy. Another bok choy. Like I said, my basil that I'm propagating, it's perfect for that. Normally when you propagate basil, you guys know, all you got to do is basically pluck off all the leaves and leave a couple up top, leave it in water. Well, now it's in hydroponic solution, and I'll get into that here in just a second. And over here we got green leaf lettuce. So if you ever thought about growing any type of greens, guys, this is an awesome way to do it. And again, I mean, it's February, and we've had one of the snowiest Februaries that I can remember in quite a while here in Colorado. So the growing here is very short season, so it's really great to be able to have this option to do that. Now, as far as the hydroponic solution goes, guys, all it is, basically I just took some tomato fertilizer, I believe it was Miracle Grow, just that pink tomato fertilizer that you see. Dilute the heck out of that. There are videos that show how you can do that, but you dilute that, put a little bit of Epsom salt in there, dilute that as well. You fill it pretty much to the top, but notice how I don't have water seeping over this. All it's doing is just getting in on the bottom. Don't know if you can see that. You probably can't. Let me see if I can zero in on this guy. But there is a tiny bit of water that's at the bottom there. What happens is the roots on these guys start to grow down through that pot, and they seek out where those nutrients and water are coming from. And those roots are just going to go straight down into that solution. It's good to kind of leave the water where it is. In other words, don't feel like you got to keep filling it up. Don't feel like you always have to have it at the top, because what happens is you're going to suffocate that plant and drown it because it grows what's called air roots. And so you need that to help those plants grow a little bit better as well. One of the things I invested in, and it cost me a whole $6, I believe. It was on Amazon. Just a little aquarium pump, okay? And what it has on it is 2 pieces of tubing that are connected in the bottom here with 2 aeration stones, so we can get all that bubbling and churning, all that goodness that we talked about. That's why you see the bubbles down in there, okay? Guys, it's a very, very, very cheap option to go. I mean, right now, this is just an experiment for me. As you can see, I haven't even gone on the other ones yet. I just kind of keep them covered. Reason I keep them covered, you don't want any light getting in here, because with all those nutrients, which is great for the plant, it also produces algae, which algae is going to feed on all those nutrients as well. So got to keep it as dark as possible when you're doing this. Just started doing this probably about, I would say, a week and a half ago. But man, it has been so awesome just to have that freedom of knowing, even though it's 15 degrees outside, which kind of it has been, and it's been snowy most of the month, you have this option. You can grow year round if you want to. And it's fresh greens, guys. I don't know about you, but I hate going to the grocery store, picking up lettuce that may or may not be good. You don't know what's inside it. I mean, have you ever found a bug inside your lettuce? I have. Not appetizing. So this is kind of a better way, I think, to do it. I mean, it's good for your family. If you're into whole food eating, definitely the way to go. One more thing I did want to show you there. I do have a couple grow lights that I have there. Not nearly as close to the plant as it should be. I'm probably going to see what I can do to fix that and make it closer to these so they get the proper adequate light. I would recommend probably about 16 hours of either direct sunlight or artificial light, whatever you can do. And just get them used to that time when they're in that light and when they're out of that light. Hopefully in about 3 weeks, gosh, hopefully we should have some pretty decent plants here. We love bok choy, so we're really curious to see what we find here. So anyway, guys, thanks for tuning in to my channel. If you have any questions, feel free, I can say that, to leave a comment. If you have any questions, feel free to leave a comment. Otherwise, we'll check back within a couple weeks and see how these guys are doing. Thanks, guys. Have a great day.